Hey guys, how's it going? I want to quickly, discuss a little bit about how when life is supposed to be conceived, it will be conceived no matter what, and if that is the destiny. That's a very fascinating thing, isn't it? Because there are a lot of couples who are trying to conceive and they are not able to have a child. On the other hand, there are a lot of people who are using contraceptive device and they don't want a baby, but then somehow they end up with a baby. So recently, did you read that news? I think it happened in Brazil. A child was born, and when it came out, it really had an intrauterine device in its hand. It had it really clenched, and then it brought it out. That's a medical miracle, isn't it? Because when you put the intrauterine device, it's supposed to prevent pregnancy. But then somehow this baby was conceived, and when it got delivered, it brought the same device that was supposed to prevent its conception. I found that very intriguing, and now I want to quickly discuss about how intrauterine devices prevent pregnancy. See, we can use various contraceptive devices, right? Like condoms, how it prevents pregnancy is self-evident, so I don't need to explain that. And how oral contraceptive pills or injection shots, how do they prevent pregnancy? That's also pretty clear because they mess with the ovulation cycle and the hormones and everything, and then pregnancy can happen. But how does intrauterine device? It is just a simple device that they put in the uterus. The gynecologists, they do that. And then how does it prevent a pregnancy? Have you ever thought of it? The way they do it is, if it's progesterone impregnated intrauterine device, then what it does is that progesterone hormone, it just makes the cervical mucus very thick. Their sperms cannot enter into the uterus. So that's how it prevents. On the other hand, there are few other intrauterine devices which have got like copper impregnated on them. And then the copper is just slowly released in the uterus. And then apparently copper is toxic to sperms. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. By the way, guys, I'm not a gynecologist or an obstetrician. I'm just a physician. But this case was very interesting. I just read about it. So copper apparently is harmful to sperms. So sperms, even when they are trying to swim through the uterus to meet the egg, then they die when there's copper. And even if the sperms go beyond and then meet an egg, and then if they fertilize the egg, and when the egg moves into the uterus and tries to just get stuck on the uterus to start growing, then the copper makes the whole intrauterine environment, uninhabitable by the newly conceived egg. So the egg cannot start growing. It cannot happen. So the IUD really do work, but in this one case, somehow the IUD was not successful, and then this little baby came out with the intrauterine device, and it showed it to the world that when conception is supposed to happen, it will happen. Amazing, isn't it? And I hope you found this interesting. I'll talk to you later in my next post, guys. Goodbye.